Every young wrestling fan wants to be a champion in WWE someday. And at most pay-per-views, you'll get most of the championships put on the line, but you usually have one that's like in a tag team match or away shooting some crappy movie or something. Well, for one night a year, every single title, at least on Raw, is guaranteed to be defended. And that night is tonight at Clash of Champions. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Haymakers prediction video. My name is Nikki V, and joining me is Kalkos.
Yo.
And Toon Critic.
So is this Night of Champions or Clash of the Champions or Clash of Champions? Like, what is it here, guys? Like, can we stick to one freaking name?
Clash of Champions.
Mick Foley sure is shit done now.
And Seth Rollins didn't know either.
It's one of those changes that's super fucking minor. They really shouldn't have called it Clash of Champions. They should have called it Night of Champions. Just keep the pay-per-view. There's no point in changing it because the gimmick is the same, everything's the same, just the name is different. It would have been way less confusing. Also, everybody listening, I have new audio equipment, so if it does sound significantly better, please let me know so I can justify my purchase. Anyway.
All right, so unlike this is the first Raw exclusive pay-per-view, and unlike Backlash, which had kind of a light card, which ended up over-delivering, Clash of Champions has a pretty solid card, which unfortunately I could very easily see under-delivering. Like, Raw has been, shall we say, less exciting than Smackdown has been on a regular basis since the brand split? Well, of
course, with Smackdown, here's the thing. There's one big thing that Smackdown has that Raw does not, and this simple change to Raw would make things so much better. Raw, for some reason, never follows through with its plotline. Plotlines like Triple H betrays Seth Rollins and gives Kevin Owens the Universal Championship, practically hands it to him. One of the biggest swerves of the last couple of years. Like, legit, it goes Seth Rollins' betrayal, and then this. Huge swerve. And it gave the Authority, basically Triple H on his own now, because Stephanie's kind of more or less neutral, like, it gives them a reason to be around now. And then on the following Raw, nothing came up of it. Kevin Owens strutted out like he was the champion and barely mentioned it. Rollins barely mentioned it. Reigns, Big Cass, they barely mentioned it. Nothing whatsoever. There was no follow-through. But on SmackDown, The Miz cuts an epic promo against Daniel Bryan, one of the most talked about things in WWE this year. They follow through on the whole thing. They followed through on it. They allowed it to ride. They allowed it to build. And now Miz is a legitimate champion. He's not just an Intercontinental champion, he is a legitimate Intercontinental champion. It shows when you follow through with events and allow them to grow. I think that's the biggest problem with Raw right now. But regardless...
And I think the other problem is that everything seems way less intense on Raw. Okay, like, you take SmackDown. Like, every storyline, everybody hates the other person involved in it. Like, Miz hates Dolph Ziggler and vice versa. Carmella literally wants to kill Nikki Bella every time she sees her. Dean Ambrose and John Cena are at each other's throats. What's happening on Raw? Everything's going off at a snail's pace. We might finally get Triple H's big return at Clash of Champions, but it's just like everything seems slower on Raw.
You have to understand also that Raw is like 3 hours, and they're trying to shove as much content into you as possible. But I think SmackDown has it better because, 2 hours, just bam, 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 keeping things tight, keeping things going, keeping things smooth. That's how you do it. But with 3 hours, they think, oh, we have enough time to dick around. Let's do stupid stuff, and let's just run with that. You see what they're doing, and it's not fun. The reason that SmackDown is so good right now is because it's stepping up. They're pushing SmackDown as fast as they can and as hard as they can because they want people to watch SmackDown too. But I think they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot because now if everybody's watching SmackDown and no one cares about Raw, Raw is going to look stupid compared to SmackDown.
Also, Raw has to compete with Monday Night Football, so...
Yeah, that's the hard part. SmackDown has the luxury of not having to do that. Regardless, I think we should move on to the first match.
Yes, so we have 8 matches, 1 on the pre-show. Let's finally dive into this. So, first match on the pre-show is Alicia Fox versus Nia Jax.
Okay, then.
I'm liking the fact that, Raw has 2 ongoing feuds going. That's positive, good stuff, liking it. This match needs a stipulation. Why?
You see, Nia and Fox didn't even have a match. Nia just speared Fox through the barricade. Here's what's going to happen. Nia's going to win, and then they're just going to move on.
Yes, but the way that they've been building this feud... Okay, you have...
this is hardly a feud.
Well, still. Earlier on, you had Fox and Jax kind of having a little get-together backstage. They had a throwing fit, and Alicia Fox threw a tissue box directly at Nia's face. That was funny.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. And then in the match, Nia Jax speared Fox through the barricade. So I think this match should be Falls Count Anywhere. Have them brawl all over the building. Maybe go into the back. Have Nia Jax freaking powerbomb Alicia Fox through a table or something. I think that would be fun.
No, but we can't do that because we can't have extreme women's matches. Are you kidding me?
Fuck
That's
off!
just
Yes,
silly.
we can.
Nope, apparently not. Predictions.
Oh.
Jax, that's easy. We all know it's Jax. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's Jax.
Here's the thing. They've been pushing Jax, so I feel now after she beats Alicia Fox, she needs to start going after the other actual women wrestlers, not like jobbers or whatever, like some of the actual women wrestlers, and start building up, because we know title shot is probably right around the corner.
Yeah. I think that she has a feud with Paige first. Like, once Paige comes back, then she'll get into a thing with Jax. And then after she beats Paige, then she goes on to the title. I think that's a solid progression.
Yeah, assuming that Sasha or Bayley gets the title. In that case, it'll be, I guess, more in Nia's favor. But anyway, are we all with Jax?
Yeah, we are.
Of course.
Okay, good. And I'm writing these down. All right. Next match. All right, I'm excited for this one. TJ Perkins defends his Cruiserweight Championship against Brian Kendrick.
Everybody dab him up for our Lord and Savior, TJ Perkins. Boop,
boop,
boop. Nice.
Awesome.
So the Cruiserweights debuting on Raw was pretty freaking tight, wasn't it?
It was. I am so happy, because when I was watching Cruiserweight Classic and Triple H comes out, he's just gonna say, here's the big match. Then he throws the freaking Cruiserweight Championship. I lost my shit. I'm just like, yes, the brand split and the Cruiserweight Championship. Thank you, finally.
Okay, a couple things I want to talk about with the whole lineage of the title. First off, if you go on to WWE.com right now, it says that TJ Perkins is the inaugural Cruiserweight Champion. First ever. They're completely ditching the lineage of the old title.
Yep, it's very similar to what they did with the women's title, which is why they're saying it's the first women's title. They're stressing the fact that these are new lineages. The old women's title no longer counts in the current modern context.
I'm not a huge fan of that because, think about all the cool stuff that the Cruiserweights did before, WWE completely stopped caring about it. Like Matt Hardy with the title. Rey Mysterio is the Cruiserweight Champion. I think Eddie Guerrero was Cruiserweight Champion for a while. There was a lot of cool stuff that came out of the old Cruiserweight title, and they're just kind of saying, nope, never happened.
So are we just going to ignore then when they talk about, if they ever talk about Rey Mysterio again, they can't say that he's the the guy who held the Cruiserweight Championship the most? I guess we can't talk about that anymore. That just goes out the window. Okay.
Gregory Helms actually held it the longest.
Okay, yeah, I knew that. I was talking about who held it the most times. Yeah, that's right. I remember Gregory Helms. That was fun. All right, so I'm actually glad that Brian Kendrick is back, because I loved when he came back as the Brian Kendrick. I thought the gimmick was pretty fun for a while, but it kind of petered out after a while, and then he just kind of left, and I'm like, well, I can remember that he was World Heavyweight Champion for about 5 minutes.
The interim WWE champion. That screenshot will never go away.
Nope.
But yeah, Kendrick is the perfect first opponent for TJ Perkins. Like, he's a definite heel. Perkins is a face, so got that heel face thing going. Kendrick has been around for a long time. He can put over the new guy Perkins, and yeah, this is going to be a really fun match.
I would have to agree there. The biggest problem with the Cruiserweight division right now is a report that we have all read from WWE and from things like that. They said that they are going to tone down the Cruiserweight division.
That might just be their way of saying we aren't going to have everyone have a fucking pile driver.
You know what? Here's the thing. Speaking of the pile driver, I only want a soft ban. You know, I think it would be a great way for people to get protected if the pile driver itself is protected. Have a pile driver only be bust out on 2 conditions. 1, it is a super fucking high profile match with an intense feud behind it. 2, do it when every other finisher has failed.
That's fair. But at the same time in the tournament, say Grand Metalik, whose finisher is the Metalik driver, maybe not have him bust that thing out 4 times in the tournament.
God, no.
That I think that might be the most that they're talking about with the tuning it down. Like, okay, no more pile drivers. We have a thing about that. Please no.
Yeah, that's just common knowledge though. We've seen what pile drivers can do. Maybe I looked at this from the wrong way because Calgos, didn't you bring it up that maybe Vince is doing this to prevent injuries from happening, considering that for a while, like, injuries were just happening like left and right?
It's certainly possible, but you know what would be easier and more effective? Less house shows. Holy fucking shit. I don't think they're profitable enough to warrant having so many of them. Just have your talent wrestle less. The brand split does a lot for stuff like this because now you don't have certain talents wrestling every single night. A lot of these talents now, unless it's a comedy dark match, they get the night off. They don't have to wrestle. But it's not enough.
Hang on. Didn't Dean Ambrose on the latest Talking Smack say that he has main evented 4 shows in a row?
Yes, he has. And that's because Backlash was the first brand split pay-per-view, but before that was SummerSlam, then Battleground, and Money in the Bank. And technically speaking...
No, not pay-per-views in a row. Shows in a row.
Let me think. I think he's talking only about SmackDown, though. He wasn't talking about Raw.
I think that he was talking about house shows. Like, I'd have to look it up, but like, I've heard that that Dean Ambrose regularly is the main event of almost every single house show.
Sure, but the thing is that makes no sense because a lot of house shows, they split the roster up and have house shows running at the same time. And Dean Ambrose is not magical. He can't clone himself. So that's...
Well, no, but that's the same time. The house shows are usually close together. So, like, let's say there's a house show in, I don't know, 2 cities that are big enough that are close to each other. I'll say something nearby. Let's say there's a house show in Lake Charles, and an hour away there's one in Lafayette or Beaumont or something. Like, he could be one of the first matches on the card in Lake Charles, hop in a car, drive over to Lafayette or Beaumont, and do the show there. He has done that before.
Yeah, sure, but I still don't think that's what he's talking about because he has main evented the last 4 SmackDowns.
Can we get back to the match, if possible?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, SmackDown is better than Raw. The match, TJ Perkins wins. Yeah,
Perkins is going to win here because, okay, Perkins won the entire tournament. They made that a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
If he loses the belt here, that's like friggin' what happened with Tough Enough. Like, they make the guy who wins that, and then nothing happens after that. Or, worse, Perkins loses the championship and then just goes away, making the entire tournament friggin' pointless. So Perkins kind of has to win here.
I don't think Triple H would let let that go away so easily, considering the entire Cruiserweight Championship was pretty much his baby. So
Yeah.
I don't think
Perkins
that's
is
going to
winning.
happen. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Perkins.
The only thing that I can see happening is that, like, since Triple H was doing the booking for the Cruiserweight Classic and Vince is now booking it now, I could imagine that they take the title off Perkins and put it on Kendrick because he's an established name, been around for a while. Heel
That's
to
like
chase after.
nuclear hits.
Well,
Nuclear heat. My bad.
Hey, nuclear heat isn't always a bad thing.
I'm just thinking though, does Kendrick need it? I have a feeling that like Kendrick is going to be there to like be enhancement talent. He's going to have some great matches, put some good people over. Actually, no, that would be if he was just thrown back into like the mid card scene. No, if he's with the cruiserweights, these are totally new people. So this just leaves fresh impressions and no one being bigger than the other. So.
Yeah, no kidding. You're thinking way too far in the future. The championship is less than a month old.
Yeah.
I'll take Perkins, but I'm not going to be totally shocked if Kendrick wins.
I'll be shocked.
All right, I'll take Perkins too. All three of us Perkins.
All right, so next. Oh, okay, this should be interesting. This is the final match in a best-of-7 series, Cesaro versus Sheamus.
This has been great. Every match in this series has been great, and everyone has told a story, and it's great!
I really wish I could give a shit about Sheamus because he's a great worker. And Cesaro is, well, okay, we've talked enough about how Cesaro is the best worker ever, and so have a lot of people. Cesaro, God, it's tough to say who might win this, but considering this is for a main event championship shot at Hell in a Cell, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
Yeah, if this is what it is, then the only person who deserves it is Cesaro for two reasons. One, Cesaro he looks like a champion. He wrestles like a champion. Okay, he has that intensity factor. The crowd is behind him, has been for a couple of years now. He deserves a shot. Whether or not he wins, he deserves it. Two, Nikki and I are going to be at Hell in a Cell, and I want to see that main event.
That's gonna be hype!
I want to see that main event, especially if it's in the cell. Because I don't think Cesaro has been in the cell yet.
No, I don't think he ever has been.
There's so much he can do with the cage. There's so much he can do with it.
And I don't think Owens has either.
But just think of it like this. When Sheamus started this match, he got like 3-0 very quickly. But now Cesaro has won like 3 matches in return. If he beats Sheamus for a 4th time, it's going to be very hard for Sheamus to build himself up after that.
I have 4 words for you, Toon. Who gives a fuck?
I give a fuck. I'm in the small. I guess I'm in the little minority that kind of likes Sheamus. I think he's a great worker. He's a great wrestler. He's been doing like a phenomenal job in this best of 7 series. I honestly think there was at some points where I thought he would win.
Yes, Toon. How about last year when you thought Sheamus being the WWE World Heavyweight Championship sucked? Did you like him then?
To be fair, he actually did have a pretty decent title reign.
He did. I was against it at the time because I didn't like the way they were booking him. I thought he was boring.
Fantastic, but Sheamus is a talent of yesteryear. It is time to push today's talent, the new era.
If that's the case, I'm totally for Cesaro winning. Cesaro is my pick anyway. I think Sheamus is still doing a great job here.
Yes, he is. He is. But
and Sheamus is one of those guys who he's kind of like Bray Wyatt in that he could just do one thing and immediately he's right back into the upper mid card. Like it doesn't take a whole lot to get Sheamus into something meaningful. Like if after this is over, Sheamus feuds with, say, Sami Zayn or something, it would feel important because they're both upper mid card guys. So yeah, what's the problem?
Also, I live in Boston Bruins territory, and we are the masters of the 3-0 comeback.
Sports.
Do the thing. Win the Stanley Cup in 2011. Sports.
So
also, yes, but speaking of sports, I want to quickly say something to the people who are on commentary. Guys, the Golden State Warriors did not blow a 3-0 win. Stop comparing this to the Warriors. They blew a 3-1 lead. They did not blow a 3-0 lead. Stop talking. Thank you.
Okay, you're talking about basketball, I assume, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Basketball is happening right now?
No. Okay, during the finals, the Golden State Warriors were up 3-1 on the Cavs, and the Cavs came back to win in 7 games.
Okay. Sorry about that, Toon. I just needed context.
No, it's fine. I was kind of curious too.
But yeah. But ever since Cesaro started this comeback, they've been like, oh, the Warriors, man, they blew a 3-0 win. No, they haven't.
Oh,
Adults.
I didn't know who you were talking about. Commentators. I thought you were talking about like sports commentators, not Maggle and the thing. Because I don't watch Raw, if only because I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning for my job, and if I can't watch a whole Raw, I'm not going to watch Raw. So I'm not watching Raw.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, to be honest, I've been streaming most of it because like normally on Monday nights I'm watching the football game, so I've got like the game on here, and off to the side I got my computer that has a bad stream going of it.
Time.tv, I assume.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Never mind. All right, next match.
Next match. All right, we have Rusev defending the United States Championship against Roman Reigns.
Okay. So there have been some things that we have said would get Roman Reigns over. Number one, have him be more of a badass, and he has done that. So that's good.
Debatable.
Well, he's spearing people left and right. He's not talking so much. He's not being snarky,
Suffering
etc.
succotash.
Exactly. He's not doing that shit. Number two, take some clean losses. He's done that. He lost to, let's see here,
Kevin Owens recently.
Balor, Ambrose, Rollins, and almost sort of clean to Owens.
Yeah, now he looks vulnerable. +1.
Yes, that's good. The third thing, though, is to drop down into the mid-card. And he isn't doing that if he's main eventing every chucking Raw every fucking week.
Especially in a steel cage match, which is like a few days before Clash of Champions. By the way, a steel cage match? What? Why? What?
Ratings.
Ratings.
But you couldn't have done this a week before in the freaking match to actually determine who's going to fucking make it in?
Ratings.
That's fucking stupid.
Ratings.
This is getting good.
You're right, though. Like, Roman Reigns absolutely deserved to main event the Fatal 4-Way for the Universal title a couple of weeks ago. It made perfect sense storyline-wise, and the match itself was goddamn fantastic.
Yeah.
But now that he's main eventing all of the Raws, like, is he really that popular?
No.
Okay. The matches as of late have not been the problem because Roman Reigns is a good wrestler. He puts on good matches. Nobody can dispute this anymore. It's just he's still in the main event scene. And once he moves back a little bit, once he comes down a little bit on the card and feuds with some upper mid-carders, like not in the main event slot, granted this is doing a lot for the US title. That's good, at least. But people aren't going to start getting on board with Reigns, if they are at all, until those matches take place at the top of the second hour or at the top of the third hour, not at the very end of the show. But
yeah.
Regardless, who is winning this match?
This one's tough. I am going to say that Rusev wins unclean.
Okay.
Are we going to really keep doing this to Reigns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Look, if the writers can't think of anything to do with Reigns as champion, they're going to coast. This is Raw we're talking about. Okay?
Like, if Reigns gets kicked in the balls and then put in the accolade and he passes out to the pain, like what happened with Cena at Fastlane a couple years ago, like that would be an ending.
Yep. It would be an ending. Not a good ending, not a bad ending. An ending.
An ending.
an ending.
All right.
What are you guys going with?
I'm picking Roman Reigns. Why? I don't fucking care. Toon, what do you pick?
Reigns, I don't care.
To be fair, like Roman Reigns as the United States champion, like that would
Might actually be interesting.
Yeah, they can like try and reset him. Like, hey, we're gonna try and see if we can make Roman Reigns a competent champion. Maybe not make him such a fucking underdog, but you know what I mean. This might work.
Yep, if they can make him the obstacle, like they did with Cena with the U.S. title last year, then you know what? Maybe we can get behind him.
Reigns needs the United States Championship, I think, because it's really the only thing that's going to save him at this point. He's just been kind of like just floating around, and if he doesn't start picking up some kind of momentum, nobody is going to care.
Yeah, the only reason I'm taking Rusev is if he wins if he beats Reigns, he gets to keep holding that U.S. title, and Rusev with the U.S. title is so goddamn money. I love Rusev. He's awesome.
I couldn't give less of a shit about Rusev, to be honest. I see nothing in him now that he's had his stupid feuds. He lost the title originally, and now he's just kind of there.
Don't be hating on Ruru.
I am hating on Ruru because I believe he's boring. Even with Lana at his side, like you're there. Hi, Rusev. You're there.
Oh well, Roman Reigns for me, Toon with Roman Reigns, and Nikki Via with Rusev. Next match.
I would not be surprised if he actually cheats or somehow. Anyway, next match. I guess we're still going with this. Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho.
Sami Zayn is on the card. Sami Zayn is on the card. Maybe they're building him up for a Kevin Owens Sami Zayn main event at WrestleMania.
You are still going to stick with that, aren't you?
Fucking right I am. I need my Mania main event between these two.
That would be great, especially seeing as how they could have had that match at WrestleMania 32, and it didn't happen.
I told you they needed to build it, and they have. It's better this way because the plot line between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens all the way from WrestleMania to Battleground was perfect. They kept getting at each other, and it was interrupting with their careers. Notice how neither of them made absolutely no progress whatsoever from WrestleMania all the way to Battleground. The only reason why Kevin Owens is champion right now is because he lost at Battleground. That's it. That's the only reason why. Sami Zayn would have fucked something up for him otherwise. Sami Zayn was satisfied at Battleground. But with Kevin Owens as champion, now he might no longer be satisfied. The only thing you need to do now is if Roman Reigns wins the U.S. title, have Sami Zayn win that from him, and then Sami Zayn drops it on a surprise episode of Raw very quickly, okay, in a nefarious fashion, and now Sami Zayn is open to win the Royal Rumble with Kevin Owens as Universal Champion. And Kevin Owens can drop it at Hell in a Cell to Cesaro. Cesaro can have a 3-month reign. Owens wins it back at Rumble, who can then transition it over to Zayn at WrestleMania.
That all works. Finn Balor's coming back at the Royal Rumble, and he's winning the goddamn thing.
No, I still don't like the fact that he won it at SummerSlam. 27 days. I get it. He was built in NXT, but unfortunately, you can't carry over. You can carry over gimmicks from NXT, but as we've seen with the Vaudevillains, as we've seen with Bo Dallas, as we've seen with many others that had gimmicks that evolved into characters that got them over as either face or heel, you can't carry over the character.
You're still over his balls in the match at SummerSlam.
When Finn Balor comes back, he's heading straight for that championship, and I would not be surprised if he's able to get his hands back on it again. In fact, I think he should, because he was robbed of that due to a freaking injury. And in that case, if they're going to give him the title reign they had initially planned for him, then Owens is probably just holding the belt till Balor comes back.
Now, the only way I'll accept Finn Balor coming back and winning it is as long as he doesn't come back at number 30 or some other high number. I would like Finn Balor to come out at a random number that hasn't won yet before, like 11. I want Balor to come out at like 11, return from injury, no real pomp or circumstance, okay, no big thing. Like, he comes back at the Royal Rumble, and it's a big deal. He can have a long entrance into the ring, but then he wins it. I'm kind of fucking... I just want them to fill out the numbers, man! There's still so many that haven't won!
I know. I love how we're talking about this and we're not talking about Zayn versus Jericho, which has the potential to be a great match.
Yes, but this whole pay-per-view just seems so boring.
It is true. But yeah, Zayn and Jericho is probably going to be match of the night. Like, these two are going to kick each other's ass, and it's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
And the feud has been solid for it. Like
You're on the list. You're on the list.
Like, Jericho's become BFFs with Kevin Owens, and like that feud the Jericho talkie highlight reel segment, like that was great. Like, when you can make the world's nicest man, Sami Zayn, curse, you know you've hit a spark somewhere. But man, this is gonna be a good match, and I don't know if it's a one and done or not. That's the only thing.
No, I don't think so. I think this is going to go on for at least a little bit. Maybe till Hell in a Cell, I think. But I feel like this is building up for something as well. I feel like there's got to be some reward here or something. Because I think that if Cesaro or Sheamus is going to challenge for the title at Hell in a Cell, fucking Sami Zayn, I think, could go after it. Or Jericho could try to go after the title too.
Either one of these work. Like, this is one of those matches where anybody can go over, and it would do wonders for both men.
Yeah. So who are we going with?
Zayn.
I will take Zayn.
I'm taking Zayn as well.
All right. I'm going with Zayn as well.
Well, so much for saying anybody could win it.
Nope.
I do like the Jericho thing. I really do. But in order for them to do that, they'd have to turn Kevin Owens face. And that's not a good idea because they just turned Seth Rollins face.
Yes.
Or Jericho face.
Yeah, no, Jericho as face right now.
No. See, I've been hating this whole old man Jericho thing for a while, but it's slowly growing on me, and I'm starting to realize that Jericho is at his full potential when he's a heel. So...
Like,
it's what he's been doing for most of his career, so.
Yeah, he said on that one episode of Tough Enough, he has never held a world title as a face. 6-time world champion. Every single time, he's been a bad guy.
Yep.
All right. That's what we're going with. All right. Next match.
Oh, I was just going to say, Sami wins here and maybe feuds with Rusev next for the U.S. title. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I see this feud going towards the U.S. title, which would make sense.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Next match.
Next match is for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. It is Charlotte defending her title against Sasha Banks and Bayley.
I don't like any of these outcomes. I don't like any of them winning. Is that an option? Like, is that a thing that I can feel? Like,
all six shoulders are down.
No, seriously, I think that's the preferable option for me. This is one of the only times since I've become a wrestling fan that I do not have a favorite. They are all completely equal in my eyes. All right, whether I want them to win or whether I don't want them to win, they are all completely equal. And in this case, I want the women's title to just not be on any of them. I just don't care.
My problem with this match is that it's not a fatal four-way, and Dana Brooke isn't in this match.
Man, who would have thought that would be the tipping point? Dana Brooke.
Dana Brooke, I am loving what they're doing with her because, any fucking second she's going to snap. They're just building it up for the perfect moment.
Yeah, and they've already done it. They've already had Dana Brooke slap Charlotte, and she just keeps coming back to her like a fucking abuse victim.
No. It's gonna end here. It is gonna end here. My prediction is Sasha's winning it. Sasha's gonna win it because Dana's gonna be like, you know what, fuck you, I'm done. She leaves and probably gets pinned in the process, Or maybe Sasha pins Bailey, and Charlotte's like, no. I was never pinned.
No, not pinned. Tap.
Tap, pin, what the fuck ever.
Bailey is the pinner of the 4 horsewomen. Sasha Banks, Charlotte, and Becky all make their opponents tap.
This is true.
All right, you remember that old arcade game, Tapper? That's what they do. Regardless, I'm going to have to agree with Toon. Sasha wins. I really could not care less about this match.
I read a report that they are, for some reason, really high on Dana Brooke. For some reason, she's got big muscles.
And she's
got big muscles and big boobs. As your reason.
Nah, well, Beth Phoenix is better. So, Nikki, what are you picking?
And they push the shit out of Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, because Beth Phoenix is fucking great.
Yeah, and Dana's not. Like, Dana's not great. She came up way too early.
Okay, that's not fair. They haven't explored Dana's full potential yet.
Yeah, they basically just threw her into the deep end and were just like, swim.
Hey, what they're doing, you know what they're doing with Alexa Bliss right now is what they should be doing with Dana Brooke.
Yeah, because Alexa is way better.
You just don't like Dana, do you?
No, I don't. This is not a secret. I'm not the hugest in the world on Dana Brooke.
So who are you picking?
I think Charlotte retains, and this leads to a title match feud between Charlotte and Dana Brooke.
At Hell in a Cell.
Nikki, we're gonna be able to watch it, and
you know what? Actually, yeah, I'm gonna change
merch table.
You know what? Actually, no. Why did I think of this before? Of course, Charlotte versus Dana Brooks for the title. Oh my God, Dana could take the title off Charlotte. You know what? I like that outcome better. No. Fuck you, Banks. No. I want to see Dana Brooke win.
No, I'm gonna have to agree. Yep, Charlotte.
Why am I so good at this?
You need to hide your power level, man.
Okay, from now on, I'm just saying Charlotte wins, and I'm not giving you any explanation why.
Okay.
I'm gonna make this really boring. I'm gonna be like Mick Foley in ECW.
Next match.
All right, next match. The New Day defends their WWE Tag Team Championships against Club.
Please drop the titles.
This is where it's gonna happen. I just call it a gut feeling. Just call it the stars are aligning. The Club is going to end it here, and it's gonna be great.
Okay, I got a question for you.
What?
How many pay-per-views have we said this is the one? This is totally gonna be the one where the New Day drops the title.
No, baby. I swear I'll change. It's
actually. I've been listening to some of the recordings ever since the Royal Rumble. We thought they were going to. We thought they were. No. We thought for the first time we unanimously thought, like really thought, that they were going to drop the titles at Royal Rumble to the Usos, who were in turn going to drop it to someone else. We've been saying that since the Royal Rumble that they've been going to drop it every single pay-per-view. It hasn't happened yet, but this is the one.
We swear this is the one.
When the Dudleys came back, like at least most of us were like, "This is gonna happen."
The Dudleys are gonna win. They're gonna get a tag team title reign. They're gonna get the Hall of Fame too. And none of that fucking happened. And then they just left, and we're just like, "Welp, that happened."
And then the Triple Threat TLC match happened at TLC, and we were like, "Lucha Dragons, baby, it's gonna be the Dragons." And nope. And then the Usos at the Royal Rumble, and nope. And then the League of Nations at some point, and then nope. And then the Vaudevillains, and then nope.
And then all three of us, and then nope.
Hey, me and Toon have tag team belts, so
yeah, we kind of do. So.
No. You don't. You're teamed with Bobby in the Haymakers Federation.
No, I mean like we have actual belts.
Oh, you fucking weebs! God damn it! All right, I am picking the Club because I'm going to vote against the New Day every time. I don't care how delusional or how repetitive it is. And fucking Nikki is picking New Day.
Are you really?
I am picking the New Day until they drop it. Like, I feel like the 490-something day reign of Demolition is the target.
No. They're not going to do that.
Yes. Yes.
Tune, what's your prediction?
I'm going with the club. I'm putting double or nothing on this.
Okay.
Baby, I can change.
I can change, I swear. Just give me one more chance.
You people are delusional.
Yes, we are. Next match.
Now just watch a club win and I look like a fucking dick.
Next match, please. Please.
I can't wait to see Nikki's reaction if that happens. Okay. All right. So we're at the main event. Oh wow, we went through this quickly. Okay.
Good.
So we have this is good actually. Main event. Clash of the Champions, night of the clashing of the champions, vengeance.
Say the fucking match!
Hey, you're right. Kevin
Whoa!
Owens defense. I've never seen Nikki get so angry. Jesus.
That was louder than I thought it would be.
All right. Kevin Owens defends his Universal Championship against Seth Rollins.
I want to go watch football, damn it.
Football must wait, Nikki. It's only Thursday. It's not Monday yet. Or
There's
Sunday.
Thursday games.
There's Thursday. Bruh, you have probably all 4 billion versions of ESPN. You can watch the good parts through them.
Fine, we'll talk about the Rollins. Let's go.
Okay. This is great. Finally, they're getting the chance to give Seth Rollins the face turn that we've all been waiting for, but they've been doing it at a very, very slow, casual pace. This is good.
Yeah, like they aren't just completely having him be all of a sudden, I'm a nice guy. Like they're making it gradual, and that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the question
People are
is,
still cheering Rollins though because they love Rollins. They think he's a great wrestler. They've ended up cheering him in a lot of different situations, especially when it seemed like he was a champion when he was pitted against like people they didn't want. He was getting cheered there. So at least he's managed to get over with the crowd. Not exactly as a face, but there's been a face reaction. So
Yeah. They just had him be a heel for like the stuff with the Shield and the stuff with Balor, and now it's time to cash in on all that like positive will towards Mr. Rollins. So it's working out.
I got Owens winning. I feel like Owens is going to carry this for quite a while. I think probably till WrestleMania at best, but at least until he's going to carry it for the rest of the year. It would be a shame if Owens just suddenly loses it.
Nope, if he loses to Cesaro, because I want to see it.
I would even, well, yeah, but yeah.
Especially in a Hell in a Cell match.
That'd be really cool.
Oh,
No.
I do foresee a pop-up powerbomb into the cage.
yes. And
That would be pretty good.
And I do
That'd be sick.
foresee a Gotch neutralizer into the cage.
We're giving the Hell in a Cell matches too much credit.
Look, you are fucking talking about Cesaro. You tell Cesaro that something can't be done, he will find a fucking way. Alright, remember, do not forget that he is the one that invented the RKO from a curb stomp. Don't forget that he is the one that showed Rollins and Orton that it can be done. And if he can invent something like that, if he can invent the fucking powerbomb countered into a code red that he and Sami Zayn do all the time, he can figure out...
Which is the coolest move ever.
He can figure out how to do anything, and that is why I'd love to see Cesaro win it at Hell in a Cell if it's a cell match, because Cesaro can pull off some crazy ass situational super finisher that uses the cage. He can do it, but that's assuming he's booked to win.
I'm going with Owens. What about you two?
Owens.
Wow. So only on 2 matches have we disagreed with, and that's because of Nikki.
Yes.
So you two have the exact same predictions all the way through.
Yeah.
It's okay. I haven't won one of these since like January, where I tied with Nikki. So I just assumed I'm never gonna win one of these again. The last time I won one of these, I think, was at like a Survivor Series where I got a perfect. Like I got all of them right, and then like I haven't won one since.
Yeah. You won the worst pay-per-view of the year. Good job.
Well, I don't know. I guess the stars are not aligning, and they certainly aren't going to be here unless I go and change a vote or something. But that's too late for that. So,
Nikki.
Yes.
Tune.
Yes. Wait, I'm not Tune.
Okay. All right.
What?
All right. Nikki.
Yes.
Tune.
Yes.
Russo swerve. New Day wins.
Why do I keep doing that?
Because I want to make sure that at least one of us can win. No ties, okay? Toon and I are not going to set up a tie. If I switch over to New Day, then that means at least one of us will win. Guaranteed.
You sure?
100%, because you and I picked Reigns and Nikki picked Rusev, which means that if I pick Club, that means Toon and I will have picked everything the same way through. But if I switch my vote over to the New Day, then that means Nikki and I will have a similar prediction, and that means that one of us will win by 1 point, and the other two will tie.
Or all three of us win.
How?
Okay. Let's see here. So we all have
pick
one.
Jax. We all pick Jax. We all pick Perkins. We all pick Cesaro. Me and Kelkos picked Reigns, and you picked Rusev. We all picked Zayn. We all picked Charlotte. And I picked Club. You two picked New Day, and we all picked Owens.
Oh, I thought there was one where we all picked. I thought there was one where every one of us had one pick.
Nope.
Does that make sense?
Nope.
Well, duh.
That means it is now guaranteed that one of us will win by 1 point and the other two will tie.
Yep.
Okay. Let's fucking do it. And I'm rooting for the Club, because if they don't win it here, then I'm just saying fuck the Club. Never happening.
You trade them to SmackDown.
Actually, wait a minute. Toon, hold on. With these predictions, you can't win. Wait, no, you can. Never mind, you have a separated pick with that. Wait, with these predictions. It means I can't win. Shit!
Well, not too late. No takes backsies. Alrighty then. So Sam, thank you for watching the Haymakers.
For my comment question of the day, tell us how fuck Calco says. Good night, everybody!